think he's gone too far. Aleem Maqbool, BBC News.
Now, for more, joining me now is Joseph Arlinghaus. He's the founder and president of Valor America, a conservative super PAC that raised millions of dollars for President Trump's re-election campaign in 2024. Joseph, you're a supporter of President Trump, safe to say. Has he gone too far?
No. This is mild for Donald Trump. I mean, anybody who reads his typical insults of his opposition would say, gosh, this is as gentle as he gets. This is, saying, I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo. Boy, he might as well have said, I'm inviting him over for dinner. Donald Trump doesn't generally hold back. I read this, and to me, it was par for the course, Donald Trump. And candidly, the Pope's a big boy. He can handle this. His own responses, I listened to his plane interview. He went on at much greater length than the clip you gave. And it was gentle and polite and respectful. And must have said 10 times in that plane, I'm just quoting Jesus, blessed are the peacemakers. The Pope's job is not political. Donald Trump's job isn't religious. Donald Trump's job is to protect the American people. And it's a long-standing position of the church that politicians need to make these prudential judgments. The church is nothing more than a helpful, encouraging guide. But Donald Trump has information that popes and bishops don't have, and mostly this is a tempest in a teapot. I find it all the people who have the vapors on this tend not to be the most faithful Catholics, if they're Catholics at all. I've probably spoken to more liberal reporters today who have never seen the inside of a church, who seem more upset about this than any of my Catholic friends.
Well, why is President Trump picking this fight in the first place then? I mean, why launch such scathing remarks? He labeled him a liberal. He talked that he knew nothing about foreign policy. I mean, if he wants the Pope to stay in his lane, I suppose. So, I mean, why address it at all?
Sure. That's, why does Donald Trump do what Donald Trump does? We can ask him and if we get an answer from him. Donald Trump doesn't not punch back, right? Anybody who says anything critical, he will hit you twice as hard. This didn't feel twice as hard to me. Candidly, the Pope is talking more on this than Donald Trump. Donald Trump was asked about this after some fairly strong words. It's probably more these very left-wing American cardinals who decided to go on 60 Minutes last night who inspired this.
Well, Joseph, let me ask you a question then about sort of the impact that it might have then that Trump sort of uses this sort of language. I mean, Pew surveys show that Trump's approval among white Catholics has already fallen from 59% in February of 2025 to 52% in January of 2026. Now, that's before this weekend's episode. As someone that sort of mobilized Catholic voters for Trump, how alarmed are you by this trajectory? I mean, is this important to him?
Well, Donald Trump is the first. No, Donald Trump is the first American presidential candidate in 50 years, the first Republican ever to have 50%. So 52% is still above it's above Ronald Reagan's high water mark. It's above George W. Bush's high water mark. So I don't think it means a lot. It's certainly not great, but this is like the day before D-Day. Right, everyone's worried that we're about to invade France, and it might go terribly. And if it goes terribly, everyone will want to impeach Franklin Roosevelt and get Dwight Eisenhower fired. But of course, it might go well. And if it goes well, they'll be heroes, and the world will never forget them. And that's Donald Trump has taken on the riskiest military thing of. I mean, this is way riskier than what George W. Bush did with Afghanistan or Iraq. And maybe he'll be praised for this, and maybe it will be a disaster.
Time will tell on that one. Just one very short question. Before I let you go. Staunch ally of President Trump, Bishop Barron, who was at the White House Easter launch just a few days ago, has asked the president for an apology. Just very quickly, are we going to get that apology?
No, I know. Who does Donald Trump apologize to? No.
I kind of knew the answer, but I thought I'd ask you anyway. Thanks very much, Joseph, for your thoughts. Really appreciate you coming on. Joseph Arlinghaus there, founder and president of Valor America, a conservative super PAC that raised millions of dollars for President Trump's re-election campaign in 2024. Appreciate your time. While the